Well, welcome everyone. We have such a fantastic group here tonight. We're really excited to be together with you. And we have quite a few new people here and people that are just looking to learn. We have some seasoned people in here. And so we wanted to just introduce ourselves. Ashley and I can introduce ourselves and share with you why we got into Healy and what it's all about, and share our vision for the Vibe Tribe as well. And then
your body's made up of energy. It's like, you ever see
that's true.
What's that?
Okay. Someone said your body's made up of energy.
Oh yeah, you
said that's true.
And then we're going to share some testimonials. We're also going to be talking about the different Healy editions. There's 4 of them. And there's this buy one, get one free right now. So there's a lot of excitement going on. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that and, what it looks like if you're sharing it with someone else. And feel free to ask questions as we go along. I'm also going to share a video that Trisha, one of our members, shared with me. And it's such a great, I think it's like 12 minutes long, but it's such a great video, and I'll put it in the chat. It's also in our groups as well, but it's such a great overall video of what Healy's all about. And it just gets you to, it's like one of the easiest ones to follow. So I thought I could share that with you guys as well. So Ashley, do you want to start and introduce yourself? Since you're the queen bee,
I am not the here. I am not the queen bee.
You are the reason we're here.
Sure, I'll introduce myself. My name is Ashley Sachs, and I live in PA, so close to Delaware. And I wasn't quite prepared, but Healy came into my life in September of 2020, so the middle of a pandemic. I'm a licensed esthetician, a Reiki master, and my business was gone because of the pandemic. Nobody was lining up to get touched. They're still not, by the way. But I had been at this crossroads with resistance to the beauty world, but also some resistance to just being a Reiki master. So I wanted to be this like thing in between, but I didn't really know what it was. And then Healy dropped into my lap. And I was actually doing microcurrent services before Healy was introduced to me. I do microcurrent facials. So I was not only familiar with the technology, I was in love with the technology. So when somebody told me, a healer friend of mine told me that there was a mobile microcurrent device, I was like sold. But then I started using it and realized that there was so many other uses for microcurrent. I was just using it for the skin in my other practice. So I fell in love with it for myself. I now work out of a chiropractor's office and hook people up to Healy's all day long. It is insane the amount of interest. Toby, who I invited on here tonight, I don't know if she'll show, but even the conversion rate of people who I introduce to and show how the scans work and then hook them up and try it. And then they're either a client or they buy one. It's really that simple. I've never experienced any kind of growth like this. I honestly don't even feel like it's sales to me. It's just, you show somebody, they either have an experience or they resonate with something, and it's either for them or it's not. So I'm so grateful. Really what I manifested a couple of years ago was an opportunity where I could network with women who I was interested in talking with, women who are into health and wellness and spirituality. And then here we are on a call with, 15, 20 women who are exactly like that. So I've manifested my dream and the rest is just falling into place. So I'm really excited to be here and grateful all of you guys are here too.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, it's because of Ashley that I am here, and we did want to do something together, but we didn't know what that looked like. And that was like a year prior to Healy coming into our lives. And when she told me about it, she was so excited, and I was like game on just from her excitement. The fact that she had already done some microcurrent on me, the facial stuff, and I was familiar with scalar energy, and my whole life has been, well, the past 22 years or so has been all about mind, body, spirit, and energy. My background is in interior design, and but I really got into the energy world and esoteric stuff after the birth of my second child, wherein I developed a really severe postpartum depression. And I went through a cycle over a 20-year period. I went in and out of really, really dark periods of anxiety, depression, insomnia for about 7 different cycles. And I was so tired of doctors just prescribing pills and medication and one size fits all. And I mean, I went to kind of every healer I could possibly think of. I think when you're so desperate and looking for help, you'll do anything to, like, I was determined to climb the highest mountain to save myself because I was just, my whole life just bottomed out in such a horrible way. And in 2019, that was the breaking point for me. That was the worst cycle I'd ever had. And every time I had a cycle, I thought it couldn't possibly get any worse than this. But that was the year I met Ashley. I was actually, I was so burnt out from doing traveling and pushing myself. And my hormones were all out of whack, and my nervous system was shot. And I was just like, everything was just like this. And I went to a specialist who specialized in hormone therapy replacement. And I ended up getting a toxic overload of hormones. I followed her protocol, but I ended up getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And I kept saying, this isn't right. There's not, there's something going on. And she ended up, instead of doing a double dose, she told me I need to do a triple dose every day. And it got to the point where I was absolutely on the floor. I couldn't operate my life. And when I finally was able to break free from her and find the right people to help me get out of that, I swore to myself, I was like, what was that lesson? That was just the worst possible experience I could have ever had in my life. And I realized I gave my power away again. And that was the very, very last time I knew deep down that this wasn't right, but she kept telling me, you have to trust me. You have to follow this protocol. And so fast forward, we met Ashley, and then we developed a friendship. I started feeling better, and then Healy came into my life. And when she told me about it, it just sounded just like right on. And so what I absolutely adore about this product is that it's what I call my empowerment tool. And I'm so much about empowering people now to just tap into the wisdom of their own body, of their higher self. And Healy really is an incredible tool to tap into that and to see gauge where you are. And as the more you use it, the more you start to follow these patterns that you see coming up. And then you realize, oh, I think I need to take care of that. Or, oh, let me do this program. And it's such an incredible device. And so I'm just so excited to share it and feel very happy that you're all here. Yeah, and what I wanted to do was just share our vision that Ashley and I created when we started the Vibe Tribe. And our vision is we are a team of inspired leaders and educators and light workers who are coming together with our unique gifts and offerings to raise the vibration of humanity, starting with ourselves and our loved ones, and ultimately rippling out into the world. Healy is a revolutionary technology that has brought us together. Hold on just a sec, there's 2 people I want to come in here. Sorry, that's what happens when you have to do both. Okay. Let's see. Healy is a revolutionary technology that has brought us together to make our purpose easier and more fun. Our vision for the Vibe Tribe is to create a collaborative force of good. So together we rise with other light workers to inspire freedom, health, and prosperity. Instead of doing it alone, we can support one another and leverage each other's magic. We're so happy that you've joined us. So that's what we're all about. It's just like each one of us has so many incredible talents, and this Healy attracts such like-minded people, and it's just so exciting to see all these incredible light workers, and everyone has special gifts and talents, and now we're all collaborating and sharing and growing together. And this goes way beyond Healy. Healy's just the thing that brought us together, but ultimately this is raising our frequency, it's raising our vibration, and we're doing this together, and that's what's exciting. Instead of having to be like a one-man show, we've got like a whole group of people that are wanting to make some changes in our lives. So it's very exciting. Do you want to add to that, Ashley?
Yeah, the only thing I want to say is that even though that there are new people on this call, people who have literally just been introduced to Healy within the past couple of days, we are the leaders. Like the group of people who are on here are the leaders. Nobody knows what Healy is still yet. And the experiences that people have had, which I'm going to call on a couple people. So to like talk about, their experiences. Sometimes we have calls where all we do is share. And we will probably do one of those a month because they're just so powerful, and you can plug people in and learn different ways of using Healy. But we are at a place in the world which everyone on this call is probably a healer, a light worker, someone who really gets energy. And we are about to quantum leap. We are in the process of quantum leaping, healing to get to the next level. And we're no longer doing that. We're no longer having to do that by ourselves. We now have a tool that can help us do that. And it's super exciting. So even if you just learned about Healy, there's no mistake that you're here right now. And you are the leader in your community to get this out into the community, whether it's just you wearing it and vibrating higher, which will ultimately affect other people around you, or whether people are, wondering what it is that you're doing, or if you're implementing it into your practice, whatever. But I just wanted to let everyone know, like, you guys are leading a revolution of healing, and it's just super exciting.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Yay. So do we want to share some testimonials?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Miss Soulflower Yoga. I just met, Alicia, Alicia's on the call. Yeah, Alicia's in. Yeah. Oh, Dr. Toby, you are on the call.
She's here. I know.
Dr. Toby is the chiropractor I work for. So that's exciting. Well, I'm going to have her share too. But Alexis, I literally just met her through Alicia, who was on a yoga retreat in Belize like last week or something. So if you would like to introduce yourself real quick and share your testimonial, we would love it.
Okay. Thank you, Ashley, for inviting me. And thank you, Alicia, for introducing us. We just chatted the other night. Was it Tuesday night for the first time? And I am so excited because I've been struggling with health-wise for 3 years. I have a knee issue. But before we dive into that, I'll get a little bit about myself that's not really about that in that category. I'm Alexis, and I own Soulflower Yoga and Wellness with my business partner, Sam. We opened up this safe space for healing in 2020, smack dab in the middle of the pandemic. We knew in our hearts that we needed to be a pillar of light, and during a really, really dark time. And since then, it's grown and blossomed immensely. And the impact we've had in our community with our community members has been beautiful. Belize, the experience there was absolutely beautiful. I see 2 people on here that were there, Miss Alicia, hello, and Susan. I got to the yoga retreat and I was so excited. I felt like it was a highlight of my life moment and my yoga career. And then my knee swelled up. My knee will swell up to the size of like those mini watermelons, which it's mini for a watermelon, but for a knee, it's pretty massive. I've had knee surgery. I had my meniscus repaired and didn't seem to do the trick. Doctors have tested me for almost everything and anything. And they literally tell me I'm weird because nothing makes sense. Nothing helps. Nothing's making sense. I only find relief when I'm consistent in drinking celery juice, which sounds to most people like crazy, but I have a feeling that everyone here kind of gets it. So when I'm consistent with that, it does help, but it always comes back. It always comes back. And just like you said, Kristen, with your experience and what you've gone through, when it comes back, it's worse. And every time you think it's going to get better, it's not going to come. This is the worst it can get. How could it get worse? That last week was my absolute worst. Every cell of my body was in pain. I couldn't teach yoga. I was feeling really, really down. I actually opened my journal to take notes, and I opened to the page of notes that I took, which felt very empowering to see how I was there and how I am now. I was doing tarot card readings for retreaters, and Miss Alicia came over and she had her Healy on, and I kind of was looking over like, what's that? And she told me a little bit about it. And then I saw it said lymph system on there. And I thought that might help my knee. And Alicia hooked me up quite literally to the Healy machine and told me about it. I was instantly like, this is it. That morning, my partner and I had prayed for a miracle. And that was the miracle stepping into my life. I think we did 2 programs, maybe the supportive skin system, and then Ashley, correct me if I'm wrong, or Alicia, maybe the digestive one?
Regeneration.
Regeneration. Literally 8 hours later, my knee was slowly going down. By the next morning, not even a full 24 hours, all the inflammation was gone and I could walk and teach the yoga class that morning.
Wow.
I have never had anything work that quickly. I've done CBD topicals, tinctures, I take turmeric capsules, I've had it aspirated probably 4 or 5 times. And nothing has ever worked that quickly. And I knew it would. I felt it in my bones the second we were talking about it and we hooked it up, and I felt that first little like ticking, like, oh yes, this is getting in there on a cellular level. It's happening. And with my work, I love the sound bowls because of the way that our human frequencies entrain to those with the bowls, and it helps you get to a state of peace and healing that way. This Healy device, it's connecting the dots that I didn't even know were there. I have done bioscalar meditations, so to hear that being added into it, it's literally taking all of my worlds and combining them for this powerhouse of healing. And I'm just, my brain is still like catching up, like this really happened. This was real. This device exists, and it's within all of our ability to have it and share it. And I'm very, very grateful.
Thank you for sharing that.
That was
Oh
amazing.
yeah, Susan.
Oh my God. I have to say, I witnessed it like fully
It's crazy.
in person. I physically saw the inflammation in her knee. And her pain that she was in physically. And literally after she was hooked up to it, like the inflammation was physically gone, and
frozen.
she could dance and teach yoga and like be free of her pain. It was amazing to witness, and all within a like a 24-hour period. So I don't know.
So that's why you're here.
I'm all in. I am all in.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome.
You have a testimony and a witness to the testimony.
I focused on her knee and how swollen it was and how much pain she was in, and I could totally like witnessed the reduction of it visibly, but also energetically, like her freedom and her peace from her pain was
Yes,
amazing.
I've seen it. I've seen it many times. Just the the complete gratitude of like being out of pain it's a miracle.
Yeah.
We have a miracle little worker in our hands.
Mm.
I know we have a lot to cover. Thank you for doing that. Because it is kind of rare that I have Dr. Toby. Would you mind just quickly introducing yourself? Because I think it's really cool for people to know that it's not just like Reiki worker, Reiki masters and yoga teachers, but an actual chiropractor. We would love to hear from you.
Well, thank you. If I had known I would be on the spot, I would have maybe worn a bra and done my hair this evening, but I just got my children to bed and I didn't realize I was going to be on video. So here's Dr. Toby as is. So let me think. I'm trying to think how I got introduced. So Healy is super new to me only because of Ashley. I opened Balance Chiropractic in Centerville near Buckley's Tavern in June of 21. So just like Soulflower Yoga, right in the middle of crazy, I just decided to go crazy and open this healing center. And I had dreams of having a big community of women. We now have a token male too, but I wanted female providers and I wasn't really sure exactly what I wanted, but people are just kind of coming and going and joining the practice. And we just have a wonderful healing space, which it sounds like everybody's in the healing world, which is awesome. So the way Ashley and I got kind of serendipitously connected in many ways, but her family members are patients of mine and they kept talking about her and I was like, I'm busy. I don't really have time for that right now. And then once I spoke to her, I was like, I like her and I like what she represents. I'm like, and then we're kind of like soul sisters. I don't know. I just really, we vibe for sure. And so microcurrent was actually introduced to me a year before I met her, roughly. I have a dear friend in New Hampshire, which is where I was for 14 years, and Balance Chiropractic New Hampshire was before Balance Chiropractic Delaware. And my dear friend, who was the first naturopath in the state of New Hampshire, she's like my fairy godmother, she said, you need to check this out. Here's a book. It was written by a chiropractor, The Resonance Effect. You need to read this. You need to, actually, no, she introduced me to the Healy. She was like, you need to buy these units. You need to sell them to your patients. And I was like, listen, I'm trying to prepare to start a new business. I don't have time to really, delve into more research. And I trust everything she says because she has never led me astray in, 20 years of friendship. But I was like, I just don't have time for that right now. So I have 3 small children and, well, they're not terribly small, 8.5, and 10. And my twin boys, one of them was injured at birth and he has severe developmental delays. And so he's very different from his twin, shall we say. He doesn't walk, he doesn't talk, and he's 8.5 years old. So we've done everything known to man to help Berkeley. And I believe chiropractic saved his life, but I'm a little biased there, so we won't go into that. But my friend said, take Berkeley to this chiropractor who's doing microcurrent in their office in Havertown, Ashley, I don't remember, somewhere in PA. So in December of 20, I took Berkeley and we went for 6 sessions. And Berkeley is in a constant state of high tonicity. So he's always like in spasm and tight as a rock. And so when they hooked him up to the pads, he was just like mush, like spread eagle, and it was great just to witness him be so relaxed. Unfortunately, I only went, it was a drive with the 3 children and we went 6 weeks in a row, and then it was Christmas time. And I was like, all right, well, we'll start up in January or whatever of 21. And that's when I basically signed my lease and started building my business. And I was like, yep, that's getting put on the back burner. So then in walks Ashley to my life and she's like, oh, I have this Healy. And I'm like, of course you do. So like, yep, I know about it, but I don't know a thing about it. So then she's educated me on it and she's joined the practice, and it's wonderful to watch Ashley's passion, because I'm very passionate about what I do. And so now we have these two women. Well, there's lots of us now, but like seeing her do her thing while I'm doing my thing is just amazing. And she's helped a lot of my patients and brought in people that she knows, like Miss Tracy, who I see. And so I love what she has to offer. My patients are super happy with what she's done. We're doing pain management sessions, but we're also doing other things in the office with patients, and people are buying the Healys. And I mean, it's been a great adventure so far. And we just got started. I think she's only been with us a couple months. So, it's a win-win. The patients are happy. Ashley and I are happy. It's been a great experience so far. So.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going to hand it back over to Kristen now. I think we've got a lot of stuff to go over. So
Yeah, I just put in the chat a really super short video that just describes what Healy is and what it does. And so if you guys want to save that and watch it at any point, it's one of the best ones that I found that really describes it in a nutshell. We wanted to talk about the different editions that Healy has. How many of you know something about Healy? Like, can you raise your hand? Like, do you, okay, yeah. And the ones that are not, yeah, there's, okay. So there's some new people, but I think they know a little bit about it through what people have shared with them. So what I thought I'd do is share the screen, and I would show you the 4 different editions of the Healy. And so that way you guys will have a better understanding of what it is. It's over here. Okay. So Healy is a medical device with microcurrent for pain. Just I don't know how many of you know that, but for chronic and acute pain, arthritic pain, and muscle pain. And then they have non-medical programs that are all sorts of different types of frequencies for pretty much anything in your life. There's frequencies for energy, for relaxation, for growing hair, for regenerating muscles, for the meridians, for the chakras, for memory. There's just so many different things. And so when you get a Healy, you'll get one of these, and there's 4 different editions. So the Healy is always the same. It just depends on what they've put into each edition. So the beginning edition, the starting edition is called the Gold, and that has all the Gold cycle programs. There's 9 of them in there. Is that right, Ashley? I can't remember.
yes,
It's kind
I
of like
believe so.
it's like the backbone of Healy. There's 144,000 frequencies in it, and it's just an amazing. We use the Gold program. I use it almost every day. It has everything from purification to care to relax to being when you're really uptight, and that really helps calm you down with life's turmoil, to release when you just want to, you mentally want to release things, like if you feel like people are in your field, or physically you need to release. There's balance to help you stay balanced, energy to give you energy. So just all the real basic things that on an everyday life we need. And then it also has bioenergetic support, which they kind of gifted that to us. It's incredible. There's a program, there's 2 programs in there, bioenergetic boost and coherence. And bioenergetic boost is, they created it during COVID to keep us healthy from all the stuff that's out there, viral stuff. And then, so I've been, it's interesting because I have certain people that are so worried. I'm like, I'm fine. I have a Healy. I do immune system all the time. I do bioenergetic boost. I do purification. Like, I feel like I've got this tool that helps me get through these periods. And then there's also coherence, and coherence is all about bringing into harmony and alignment the physical body and the emotional body, the mental body, the spiritual body. And when we're totally coherent and in an alliance, we're just flowing. And that's such a great program to use just when you're meditating, or you really want to be creative and you want to tap in, and just such a beautiful, beautiful program. And then there's 2 pain programs in there. And then there's the Healy Advisor Search, which is a really neat search module. It's a different app that you can type in any kind of condition that you have. You can type in diabetes, or you can type in root canal. I did that for Megan. And you can find specific frequencies that the Healy Advisory Medical Board would recommend for your condition. And then you can create a program, and it will automatically just bring up each day which programs you need to run for what you're working on. And so with this first starter Healy Gold program, it's microcurrent. So it's you're hooking yourself up. It's going into the physical body and going into the cells of the body. And this is actually working with the voltage of the cell membrane of your body to harmonize your body. And it will read you in real time. What Healy does makes it so different from all the other devices out there is it reads you in real time, and it will analyze your body and figure out where you're out of alignment. And then it will give you specific frequencies that will customize a program just for you every single time you use it, based on what you need, based on your emotional mind, based on the mental mind, based on the physical body. So if 2 people are running the same program, migraine, you're going to get 2 different sets of frequencies for those people, because one might be caused from having an argument with someone and it's more stress related. So it might be more emotional frequencies that your body needs. And the other could be someone's having an allergic reaction to something that they ate. So it will work on that. It will send you those frequencies. So ultimately, I'm just kind of giving you an overall idea of what microcurrent is and how Healy works with it. And then the next model up is the Healy Holistic. And there's 61 Healy programs in this one. The Healy Gold has 11. And the price for that one is $500. The next one is $1,015. With this model too, it's only the microcurrent so it's just hooking yourself up to the microcurrent. But they're giving you more programs. They're giving you meridians 1 and 2. So every single meridian of the body, mental balance, which helps balancing all the mental, there's mental inner turmoil, and there's, oh gosh, there's so many of them. There's just,
Can I actually, Kristen, just quickly, because I have it up, just run through it, just name them. I'm not going to describe them because otherwise we'll be here all night.
Yeah, do
but
that.
she already talked about the gold cycle and the bioenergetic support. Let's go into meridians 1.
Okay.
And just meridians 1, allergy meridian, connective tissue, bladder, large intestine, small intestine, fatty degeneration, gallbladder, joints, skin, heart. Meridians 2, hormonal balance, circulation, liver, lungs, lymphatic system, stomach, spleen, pancreas, nerve meridian, kidney, organ meridian. Then you move on to the mental balance programs, which this entire world needs. Inner strength system, emotional well-being, feel-good system. I can attest that's a fantastic one. Contentment system and contentment acute. Those are actually for addiction, specifically nicotine, but any addiction that helps with inner unity, well-being, soul, mental balance, acute. Bioenergetic harmony 1, immune system. I use that all the time. Chilling, hypersensitivity, eyes, hormones, intestine, nerves, flexibility, circulatory system. One of my favorites. Potency. You can ask my husband about that. That one works. Menopause, menstrual local. We have some insane testimonies with the menstruation programs. Gastrointestinal, definitely our favorite program. bacteria, tonsils, liver, food sensitivities, toxins, head, prostate, lungs, thyroid, joints and bones, sciatica local. What else is in there? The 2 pain. Okay. Then the 2 pain programs. And then again, that Heal Advisor search. So as you can see, like all, the gold, the Healy holistic, there's so much offered. So I don't want anyone to think that just because it's, the entry level device that it's not beneficial. It is. Okay, continue.
Absolutely. That's really helpful. I'm glad you did that. Yeah. And just so that you can always bump up to the next edition if you bought the gold and you say, no, I really want to bump up. You can do that. There's options to do that. And there's options to get a subscription for 1 month. If you have the gold and you want to do the Meridians 1 and 2, you can subscribe to that for a month. So, or 2, or however long you want to. So there's options here. Then we go to the Healy Resonance. And this is one that we absolutely adore and love because it has 97 Healy programs. And it also has the ability to scan people. So with these first 2, there's just one app that controls it, the microcurrent app. With this one, you get microcurrent and the scalar energy scanning app. So you can take a picture of someone and record their vibration. They can hold onto the Healy, put their name in, and everything's controlled with your phone. So it's super simple. And then you can scan that person, bring that person up, and you can scan them for all Healy programs and find out what their body needs so that they don't have to go, trying to figure it out. Healy will tell you what it is that you need. So we've got the gold cycle. So we have all the ones of the Healy holistic, but we have the power of 3. Do you have a description on that one? It's like
an Ayurvedic. It's an Ayurvedic program.
So cool. So cool.
Which it's brand new. So I actually don't even have that one yet. But
yeah, I don't either, but it's really fascinating. I don't know enough about it. Then the chakras program, that's what I was running. I was running the throat chakra. Stimulation has more pain programs. So it has, I think, 4 more programs. Is that correct?
So stimulation has chronic pain, local pain, joint pain, anxiety, depression, insomnia, tooth and jaw, and migraine.
Yeah. So it's an incredible program. Absolutely incredible. And then we have the fitness program. So you want to share what's in that?
Yes, the fitness program. Oh my gosh. I've been doing a weight loss thing with Alicia, her 30-day program. And so I've been focusing. And so I've been doing the fitness programs way more than I typically do. And I love them. So the fitness programs: weight, muscle, circulation, performance, strength, stamina. And I know for a fact, I don't know if Sarah's on this call, but she uses the stamina program when she runs on the treadmill, and she says she's just a freaking monster. Regeneration and deep relaxation.
Okay. Yeah. Incredible stuff. And then the sleep program, which is invaluable as well. And you want to talk about that one?
Yep. The sleep program has 4 programs. Fine Flow, which we have learned it's for sleep, but you don't run it at night because it has something to do with the flow of your ion. So Fine Flow sleep system, that one gets you into a deep sleep. Bed rest gets your parasympathetic nervous system calmed down, so it helps you get into sleep, like drift off into sleep. And then balanced sleep. So 4 programs in that sleep program.
They're fantastic. And then we have the pain programs, and then the aura analysis, which is absolutely amazing. So I remember when Ashley said, "Oh my gosh, Kristen, it's like Reiki in a machine," and it's really fascinating. You can scan someone's aura field, and it will literally bring up what's really hanging in your field. I use this with my clients. I do feng shui. And it's just such an incredible way to get to the source of what's really going on. And it's just a fantastic tool to use. You can use it in your coaching. It kind of really pulls up stuff that you're just not even aware of. And it will even track where some of these beliefs or things that you're holding on to comes from your ancestors, your parents, karmic. And then there's one other, which is really fascinating, but it's very in-depth. It's really, really a super fun tool to use.
Yeah. And that's what I use in the chiropractors in Dr. Toby's office. I pretty much scan people all day long and just tell them where they're out of alignment, and they're just blown away at what comes up. And like, we have done many calls to show people how to use it. That will be a completely separate call. Don't think you're going to learn that, right away. But I did want to share a quick testimony, if I can.
Yeah.
Alexis's partner, Sam, her yoga partner, she is not feeling well right now. And I've never met her, never talked to her on the phone. We've just texted. And I said, send me a picture and I'll, send you some vibrations and see what happens. And I have a text. She was in tears of gratitude because she was in so much pain. And I sent her some vibrations and she just felt better after sending some vibrations. So how can we explain that in 10 seconds? We can't. But can you also explain, how the TV works or how the radio works? All I know is that it's working, and we have access to a tool. So if you are planning on using it professionally, definitely consider the Healy resonance for that tool.
And once you get someone in the program, so you take a picture of that person and you get the vibration, you can literally send them frequencies just right then and there. And then if they leave the room or they go home, you can still send them frequencies. Or if they go into another country, you can, because what it's doing is it's using scalar energy to send those frequencies to that person. That's what's so neat. So you can help people long distance. So many of the people that have signed on with me during 2020, when you really couldn't get around with it, you couldn't see anyone, was on Zoom. And I would just do a Zoom and just share, like, hey, I've got this super cool thing I'm working with. I would take their picture. I wouldn't record the vibration because I couldn't, but just intended that the photo was enough. And it is so darn accurate. I would scan them and it would just show what was out of alignment. And people, when you send frequencies, the vibration and the frequency, so many people can feel it, and it's fascinating. So it's the real deal.
You can also scan groups, like if you're running a yoga class or doing a retreat or things like that. You can scan animals, you can scan homes, you can scan businesses. So it's pretty wild.
Yeah, because everything is energy. So you can send frequencies to anything, to your business, to your bank account. You could take a picture of your bank account number. It's endless. It's just endless. And I use it for people's homes. You can scan your homes. You can send frequencies to your homes. It's kind of like a space clearing. And when you see what comes up, it's a lot of the stuff that's coming up in your home is your stuff, because your home is an outer reflection of you. And or the people that have been in it. So it's another way to see, oh, wow, this energy is kind of hanging around here. And then we get to the professional, which is all the bells and whistles. So this one has 216 Healy programs. And the ones that are different.
Job.
Okay, job.
Which I found out.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
It means stress. Yeah.
It means stress in German.
In German, yeah. So some of these descriptions sometimes they're kind of vague, but job, it was like everything about it is more stress oriented. So do you want to read what they are? And we just found out that
activation, which is like the best thing in the entire world to do in the morning. It's better than like an energetic cup of coffee. Just activates everything within you. Positive thoughts, balanced nerves, fatigue, exhaustion system, exhaustion acute, and extreme stress. know anyone who has any of those?
Mhm.
They
I
come
did.
up all the time when I scam people.
Was it balanced nerves? Is that what that was? Was there one on there for that? I
Yeah,
can't-
that
yeah.
you said was like
Oh.
taking a Xanax.
Yeah, I mean, I unfortunately had such extreme anxiety, like so bad. And there was periods where I definitely took sleeping pills and Xanax. Sometimes they wouldn't even touch what I had going on. It literally, it got so bad at different times. But kind of recently, I went into a stress pattern because a lot of things were piling up on me, and I hadn't felt that horrible anxiety, but it all kind of came back, and you know, it's always that fear, oh my God, here it comes again. And I found myself shallow breathing. So I just went into all my tools and I just couldn't seem to get it. I just couldn't calm down. And then I was like, oh, I have a Healy, let me try it. And I used balanced nerves, and honest to God, it literally felt like I had taken a Xanax. It was like my whole body had this warmth and it just started to kind of flow down. I was able to breathe, and it was without the freaking, I mean, I want to almost cry because I wish that this was available for me when I was really so desperate. I think it could have so helped me, but I'm just so happy to share it now. And then the beauty program, we love the beauty program. Love it, love it.
Learning too. We didn't go over
Yeah, learning. Yep.
So learning is just, it's great for anyone. It's memory, concentration, exam, which is like the energy that you would be in if you needed to take an exam. So very focused, stress, and then stress acute.
Yeah.
Beauty. Oh, go ahead.
I was supposed to say one thing with the learning. I've noticed that comes up when people have ADD, because it puts oxygen into the brain. And it's funny because sometimes you think, well, why would learning come up? But now I've learned never to second guess anything with Healy when it comes up. So it really does help you focus.
Yeah. And everyone has ADD or ADHD, and children. Oh my gosh. Anyway, beauty, and then skin. So beauty, there's a program called Inner Beauty, and that's really to help people with confidence, self-worth. Then there's hair, good old fashioned hair growth. Kristen, testimony for that. I also have a twin sister who lost a lot of her hair due to mental health issues and stress and addiction. And the hair program has absolutely helped her grow her hair back. Skin, aging, nails, skin elasticity, skin or support skin system. That's the program that Alexis had help her with her knee. Skin impurity system, that's like acne. Skin or support skin local, scar local, and scar system. Oh my gosh, do we have enough time for Anna's testimony?
Oh, I think that would
Let's
be-
get to the end of this and then
All right.
maybe tell her.
Anna,
And
yeah.
if
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I think that's it.
Yeah. Oh, that just digital
Oh,
nutrition,
geez.
which we haven't even, we
Oh
have
my gosh.
a whole nother program that we haven't even gotten into yet, but just amazing. Just, you can literally send yourself the frequencies of the nutrition that you need. And it will, I think it will track and show you ideas on what you can buy.
It also, I know, because it came up for me today when I scanned someone. I mean, it'll show up like alcohol intake,
right.
blood,
Yeah.
just all kinds of, I mean, with the digital nutrition program, Britt, if you want to pop on real quick, I think that there's like 50 programs in that program, digital nutrition. I mean, it's wild how many programs are in there. And then biovitalization, another one that has probably 20 more programs. It has an epigenetics program, a stem cells program. Kristen, you have that one.
I love that one because it really is about like anti-aging. There's pineal gland activation, youth. It's really about anti-aging and rebuilding the body. So that
longevity.
Longevity. I pay a subscription for that one. And it's, I just feel like, oh, and there's a youth program, and there's one woman who has been using it consistently in like the youth program, and her hair was starting to turn gray, and it's reversed. So, people pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for stem cell or lots and lots of money for it, and we've got it in frequency, which is really fantastic. So the professional is all the bells and whistles. It's great if you are going to be using it in your business, your practice, or if you just want to have all the programs. It's an absolutely incredible tool to have.
And honestly, we didn't even get into when you get to the resonance and you have access to scan. There's programs that don't have microcurrent programs, but they just have frequency programs. So if anyone's interested in Bach flower remedies, Australian bush flowers, the I Ching, which is the Chinese book of change, which is all about transformation. There's a program where you can scan for that. Vital substances, creative homeopathy.
Alaskan gem elixirs,
Alaskan gem elixirs, which is crystals. I mean, it's truly mind blowing. You can see why after over a year of using this Healy, Krista and I are still psyched. It's just amazing.
So psyched. And then I'll just pull this slide up real quick, and then we can just answer questions because I'm sure you guys are having. And Megan, I see you're raising your hand. I'll just show you this, and then we'll go with questions. These are just the subscriptions that you can get. So for instance, if you get a model that doesn't have the beauty program, it's $16 for a month. So there's all sorts of different programs that you have access to if you don't have it in the model that you get. So,
and I can tell you that because I'm doing kind of a condensed program right now with just focusing on weight loss, a month is a great amount of time to really give a program a try. So for $16, you can really see some results in the beauty program. See if, anything works for you.
Yep. I'm going to stop this share and then let's go into questions. So Megan, did you have a question? You could just unmute yourself.
No, Kristen, I didn't. That was from when you had asked earlier if anyone knew anything about the Healy, and I was just raising my hand to say I knew a little bit.
Same.
I forgot to lower my hand. So
okay, that's fine. That's fine.
No worries. This is all really helpful information though. So thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Alexis said, can you add a program permanently after the month, or is it always a monthly charge? It will always be a monthly charge unless you upgrade to the edition that has your the program in it. So you cannot buy those programs outright. Yeah,
but you can always bump up to the next model if you want to, and then you can have them.
Is there more of a question, Alexis?
Yeah, it kind of sparked a second question. So if you get like the resonance and you want to upgrade, does it upgrade through the app and you keep the same device?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just do it online, and so it's going to cost you more money than if you ended up just buying the professional straight out. It's going to be a little bit more, but
plus you're in the situation where I think you're splitting it with Sam, which hopefully we will get to. So instead of $4,000, it'll end up being $2,000 per person, which I know is still an investment, but it will probably be cheaper in the long run to do that versus upgrading 2 devices. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
And I want to tell a quick fun story because there are things that Healy will do that's not just, helping someone's knee or helping someone with mental health issues. There is a massage therapist that just decided to invest in a Healy, and she was worried about the price. And then she had an amazing experience. She had this pain in her foot from a broken foot. And when I hooked her up to the pain program, it went away in 10 minutes. She was shocked. So she ended up buying one, and she did a split. So she ended up paying $750 and split it with someone. And I just heard today that the following day after buying her Healy, somebody tipped her $750.
Oh, no way.
That's the kind of stuff that happens with Healy.
It does.
It's unbelievable.
We're working in the quantum field. It's all quantum, and it's so cool. And it's so cool to see as you start to raise your frequency and your vibration, and you play with this world of frequency and the quantum field, it's unlimited. Like each one of us has all these. That's what's so fun about being in this group. We all share, like, oh, I'm like Anna, she's always like, I'm putting them here and there and like all these crazy things. And we learn from everyone, and we get inspired, and like, oh, I haven't even used that program, let me try that. And it's such a cool, fun thing to explore and be with like-minded people. It looks like Caitlin asked, has anyone tested the calibration of the aura scan by scanning the same person twice in a row?
Ooh,
do you
great
wanna-
question.
Yeah. Do you want
I will. I will, because Kristen did this in the beginning. She would like scan her
I
aura.
didn't trust
and
it.
then,
I'm like,
yeah. And then she did it again, and it would be a little bit different. And we would, at first we were like, what's the deal here? And then it was explained to us that the quantum field is always changing. Energy is always changing. So even though you did it 10 seconds later, 1 minute later, you've been thinking about other things. Your energy has shifted. The energy in the room has shifted. The energy in the world has shifted. And so there are, differences. But the point of Healy isn't to like test it on that level. It's to see what is resonating with you at the time and then work with it. But that is going to come up for people who want to like poke holes in it. So
yeah,
the quantum field is always changing.
it is. And once you so the beautiful thing about like reading the scans, like the aura field and some of the emotional ones, like the Bach flower, the Alaskan gem, it's so cool. It brings up a lot of emotional stuff. The coaching program, we didn't even talk about that. The coaching program is also in the professional, which is mind-boggling. It will help you see what's going on, like where your blocks are to finances, career, personal relationships, your personal potential, self-esteem. I mean, it's mind-boggling. But when you run a scan and you see what's in your field, sometimes it's like, oh shit, am I still doing, like, I thought I was over that, like, or you'll see things and sometimes you want to deal with it and sometimes you don't, but just the awareness of it, when you definitely want to, just look at that, like, wow, okay, that's something I really need to work at. And if you scan yourself again, you're already shifted your perspective, right? Because you've already like gotten the awareness of that. So, but I mean, you'll see patterns. The more you work with this, you'll see pattern after pattern after pattern after pattern, especially with the Bach flower. I see those patterns come up a lot for me. And you have ability to send yourself frequencies with those kinds of things for like a second all the way up to 8 hours. So there's a lot of different ways that you can apply the time that you deliver the frequency to you. And you play with it. There's no right or wrong with it, but there are some rules that we follow. But sometimes we'll run programs all night long, like things where I see like really deep patterns, maybe the Bach flower, I might run that all night long. I tried running an aura scan all night long, and it disrupted my sleep so much I had to get up and turn it off. It was too much.
Yeah, that happened to me too.
Yeah.
Dr. Toby, did you have a question?
Yes, I think I have 2 questions. So
Okay.
I know that you've said that you can do, I think, 3 programs a day.
3
and you
microcurrent
typically
programs.
do 3 microcurrent programs a day. What if you don't? Like, so would someone still benefit from whatever they choose or whatever shows up from the scan if they do it once a day versus 3 times a day, or 3 times a week instead of daily? So I
Yes.
guess are they still going to see a benefit if they're not doing 3 things every single day? Or is it hard to answer that because everybody's so different and it just depends what they need?
No, the answer is yes. It's gonna benefit the person. It's just how quickly do you want to get the thing taken care of? You know what I mean? For instance, I have a client that is coming in to do the deep cycle program once every other week. He's still getting benefits from it. But when I do the deep cycle program, I do it once a day, which is a lot. If anyone has a deep cycle program, do not do that in the beginning. But my point is, it's like he's going through this deep cycle healing or process over the course of 2 months, where I'm doing it in 2 weeks. So of course it's going to benefit the person as long as you do it. The only wrong way to use Healy is to not use it.
Mhm. Or use it to do microcurrent more than 3 times, because your body needs to assimilate it. You don't want to and less. They always say less is more. And when you first get it, you just kind of want to play with it all day long and do frequency or microcurrent after another. But yeah, and everyone's different. Everyone's so different. Some people are more sensitive than others, and other people, want to, like, a lot of people just want to go for it, but then you have to kind of take it slow too. Sometimes you got to listen to your body and really kind of just pick up, did I get something from that? Or because sometimes you'll feel something, sometimes you won't, and that's okay too. You're still giving yourself, you're getting exactly what you need. But the big thing is to, what they always say is, and Healy is so good about reminding us how we have to stay hydrated, because that's how the frequencies move through the body. So before you do microcurrent, you want to already be hydrated. If you come in dehydrated, it's like the frequencies are working through mud. It doesn't move through the body as well. And then you can get kind of, I don't know, just more toxic. The toxins are not going to move as easily. And to have an intention, like with what I have the greatest resonance, like if you have a sore throat, you can like flip it around and say, my immune system is working perfectly and my throat feels great. Like, just so we're focusing on the positive. And that's another really good thing, is like, we're not focusing on the negative. We're shifting our mindset to the intention that we want. And we're working with that quantum field to claim what it is that we desire. And then the Healy will pick up whatever's out of resonance and then send you the programs that you need. And then, yeah, I have one friend who's super sensitive to the microcurrent. And what I have asked our upline is, they basically said, if you're real sensitive to it, after you've done a microcurrent, to go outside and ground or hug a tree and get some fresh air. And that will totally help your body kind of process the energy that's moving through you. Most people aren't like that, but every once in a while you'll have someone, and it's not going to hurt you. It's just, it kind of wired her up.
You're in your dream situation where in the manual of something you're working with, they tell you to go ground. Like, I was like, well, obviously I'm in the right place. Because like, where else would something tell you to go ground? It's amazing. Dr. Toby, did you have more questions?
Oh yeah.
I just got one from what Kristen just said. So when you say someone is sensitive to a frequency or a program, what does that look like? How do they know that they're super sensitive to it? Do they have like not a negative reaction, but do they feel uncomfortable in some way?
I've had 2 people. One never even did microcurrent. She actually just did the frequencies, but her whole nervous system and her body was really, really wired. She was just wound up so tight and super sensitive to energy. And I think she just ended up overdoing it the first time. I think she sent herself frequencies for 30 minutes and then she just kind of felt more wired and more unrest. And so then she just freaked out. It's like, I can't do this. But I don't know how much of that was her mindset. And I just said, you can go very gentle with yourself, then just vibrate for, just a minute or even less, and just acclimate your body. The other friend that I had, she experienced some insomnia with it. And then she said, Kristen, now I know I would never want to experience that again. I can't believe you had to go through that for so long. I'm like, it's funny, but so you need to space them out. And if you're sensitive, maybe just do one in the morning. And there's actually a sensitive frequency for those that are sensitive. So they say to start with that, and get your body more accustomed to the frequencies. And then you can start adding a little bit more. But I think it's really quite rare for that to happen, but that's what I've personally experienced. Yes.
People have felt like a little nauseous. Like I think Alexis might have felt a little nauseous because when she hooked her up to her knee, it was her first time ever experiencing microcurrent, and she jacked it up to get good results, and she was feeling a little nauseous. So if something like that happens, back it down. I have a tendency, because my body can handle microcurrent, I do it all the time. So I'm at like 100 high intensity. I'm like, I feel it, my hand shaking, and I love it. But like I've done other people who are super sensitive and they're like, I need to sit down. And I'm like, oh crap, sorry, I forgot you're new. So like, it's just, people might feel like a little dizzy, nauseous, but it's only something that they just need to turn it back down, and then they're
Is that how
fine.
Josh was tonight at the office? Wasn't he like,
Yep, jacked it up on him, and he's has a phobia of needles, and he felt like I was doing it on his neck, and he felt like there was two needles going into the back of his neck. Not like pain, but like just a sensation of like two needles going in there. So I took it back down, and then he was fine, and his neck felt good afterwards. But yes, I do have
when you
a tendency
say
to do that.
When you say intensity, just so you all know, when you run we're talking about microcurrent. When you run a microcurrent program, there's a button that allows you to turn the intensity up. So it starts out at 15%. You can turn it down or turn it up. It's not going to change the frequencies. The frequencies are all the same, but it just, it allows you to kind of feel it more. Like some people want to feel like, I want to feel something. And it's kind of more like this coming in versus like this coming in. And that's kind of the way I describe it. And so it's sometimes when it's the real low hertz, that goes more into the physical body, and it runs very slowly. And if you have your intensity turned all the way up, it's like, oh, I can feel that. But the super high frequencies, typically you don't feel, because they're working really, really fast, and they don't, you don't necessarily feel those as much. At least I haven't. But Britt, did you have something to share?
Yes. Hi, everybody.
Mhm.
I just wanted to share my first experience with Healy. My cousin who introduced me to Healy was like, well, I was in like a very bad place at that time, and she scanned me, and I believe it was a depression program or something. And I was just like super desperate. So she put it on, and we were both kind of figuring out the Healy at that point. And we just jacked it up, and I threw up. Like I got dizzy, I got sweaty, I started sweating, and I got nauseous, and I just threw up. So obviously
You
we backed
also
it down.
you want to share what you have or no?
What do you mean?
You occipital neuralgia. So you're like
Oh, yeah.
you're just a super sensitive being
Yeah,
too.
I have
So that was just
chronic pain, chronic migraine, occipital neuralgia. It was just a lot going on at that time. But we backed it down, and after we came to like a normal level, probably 30%, that's usually where I sit with all of my programs, I was fine, and I felt great after it. It was just way too much. So less is more, like you guys are saying.
And quick intro, because you just happen to be on my screen up above each other. Brittany, Dr. Toby, Brittany goes to the Haverford
Chiropractic
yeah.
with Paul.
She's the friend that I told you was like, oh my gosh, I have a friend who's literally going there, and she's training to be FSM. So maybe one day she'll be at balance. Just planting that seed.
That practice absolutely changed my world. It brought everything back to normal calibration with Paul, the chiropractor, and with Chris. I'm not sure if you worked with the FSM practitioner or not.
Yes, both of them.
And they were wonderful. And I went in there with such a severe light sensitivity, sound sensitivity, motion sensitivity. And I am telling you, after one session, I had no visual sensitivity. My sound was fine. I wasn't sensitive to motion, and it was incremental. So, and I was with them for probably a little over 3 months consistently. But each time, like I would get relief for, 2 days, but it was amazing. Nothing else had worked in 4 years since my accident. So it was just absolutely amazing. And yeah, that's it. Sorry, I didn't really mean to go into that, but it's just like that practice is mind blowing. And I just can't wait to be well enough to participate in that type of practice.
Yeah, they're awesome. Agreed.
Any other questions? Go for it.
So what do you need to use the Healy? So I know you have like your cell phone hooked up. Do you need a cell phone? Do you need a computer? Do you need a certain type of cell phone? Can I just use my regular old iPhone?
I'm really happy you brought that up because we just assume that everybody has like a recent, like not a very recent iPhone, but at least not like a 7 or something. I actually, Kristen, do you know the model that it needs to be?
No, I've not heard like if there's a certain model up, like
You
this model.
definitely need, you definitely need a smart device.
Yeah. And
So if
Android,
that,
right?
or
For
Android,
iPhone,
right?
You have to have the most current version of the
Yeah.
operating system.
Yeah.
So if it's an older device and you can't have the current operating system, I don't think the application works quite right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but like most people have an iPad, but you do need a smart device. That's what it works off of. You don't need a computer, you don't need Wi-Fi. You just need a smart device.
And you can have, if you have one Healy and you don't want to loan your phone to, say, your husband, he can download the apps too. And anyone can download the apps and they can use your Healy. So the whole family can use one Healy, and just it connects to the app. So that's really helpful too.
So what are the modules? It says 3 modules or 6 modules.
Yeah, the modules are the more like the digital nutrition and like the bigger.
Right. Because so like this, there's a sleep module, and then within that module, there's 4 sleep programs. So sleep is the overall group name.
There's 6. I think like the Healy Advisor is a module. Healy Advisor Search is a module.
Oh, it's an app.
Yeah. The Healy,
the
Healy Analyze, the resonance one that analyzes you and scans you, that's a module. The Healy Coach is a module. The Healy Digital Nutrition is a module. And the Aura, I think, is a module as well. So they're just, I don't know why they call them something different.
I guess it's kind of like
it's like a whole nother set of programs.
Like you could literally have nothing else except for the coach program and use that as a business. You could do, have the digital nutrition program and just use that. Like, I think that's maybe why they call it that.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I did want to say, of course, we're here for more questions. Typically these calls, we try to keep them at an hour. They really never go because we end up sharing and we get excited. But we do try to make them an hour, and we are here for you guys. We're here every single Thursday. And we typically have a topic, and the bigger that we grow, which it's like wildfire right now, the bigger we grow, the more these are going to be so important, because Kristen and I have been doing this for over a year now. And so we have a lot of information, but like, we also, we put a lot into these calls. So like, this is the place to come and like get most of your questions answered. Of course, we're here to support, but it's very difficult when something is growing as fast as it's growing to get back to people, like every person individually. We try, we're givers. So we try our best, but these Thursday night calls are so important. We put out the replays and we'll tell you what the topics were, because someone's not going to be able to get on a call when we're going over the back office, and then they're going to want to know about the back office. So we're just going to send you the video, say, watch this first, and then come let us know, because otherwise we'll be teaching everyone like over and over and over again. As we grow, we want this to be more structured. So we're thinking of like asking feedback. What does the majority need to know right now? And then on the first Thursday of the month, we'll go over the back office. The second Thursday of the month, we'll go over tech things. The third Thursday of the month, we'll go over whatever everyone else wants to know. The fourth, we'll have a good old fashioned share, because those are my favorite. That's where we just talk about all of our wins and the programs that we've been loving, and the experiences, the miracles that we're seeing. So we'll have those, and those are also opportunities where you can bring other people on. I mean, you can bring people on whenever, but those are just really great opportunities when you come across someone who is like, wait a second, what is that? And you're not quite sure how to explain it yet, because how do you explain Healy when you first get it? You have no idea. My suggestion when that happens is to simply say what it's doing for you. That's it. You don't have to talk about the cells, voltage, microcurrent, scalar energy. Just, it helped me with my knee. It helped me with my stress. It helped me with my sleep. If you want to learn more, come on this call or jump on a call with, Kristen, Ashley, Britt, Anna, whatever. And so I just wanted to say these Thursday night calls are really to support you guys. And I think that's it.
Yeah, and so we have a Facebook group called the Vibe Tribe, and we also have a Telegram group called Vibe Tribe. And that's a great place to ask questions, and that's where we post all sorts of different things, helpful sheets, videos, all that kind of stuff when we're doing presentations. And also we leverage people. So if you end up having a bunch of questions and someone else is interested, leverage us. We can get together on a call, that kind of thing. Or you can bring them on these kinds of calls. And there's just so many groups. Like when we sign people on, we give them like a sheet of all these great groups to join on Facebook or Telegram. And there's just so many different things going on that you can stay on top of that is super helpful. And we just sheets that show all the different programs. There's just so many things that when you first get your Healy does send you all sorts of different videos to watch. And we really recommend that you do that, so you can kind of really understand, okay, this is what I have to do to get started. And they're quick, easy videos to watch. So
I have another question.
Yeah.
So when you purchase your Healy, other than if you add on different programs, are there any other fees that they charge?
No, there's no fees. There's no subscriptions that you need to purchase or anything. So you can just buy it as a customer, and you never have to do anything again. You can buy it, you can sign up as a member. And if you feel like you want to share it, you can share it. When I signed up, I had no desire to do a business at all. And especially network marketing, I'd had a bad taste in my mouth. And I just wanted to play with it and see what it was. And we made a pact that if this was icky, we'd be out. We would not go forward with it. And the more I used it, the more, you start to use it with your family and your pets and your friends. And and you just play with it. I just call it play. Like I just like to play with my Healy and play with other people, and you just want to help. So it's just so natural. And then what happens sometimes is, you know, people want to know about it, and if you don't want, like, certain people just aren't, they're totally not interested in getting involved in that, then you can just pass them on to the person that recommended you. So there's no pressure. There's absolutely zero pressure. And you can always, if you're a customer and you just start to share and you want to make some commission on it, then you can sign up to be a member. And if you're a member and for some reason you want to bump down to a customer, there's really no reason to, but you can bump down. So you can go either way with it.
And I think you wanted to briefly mention the split situation, because some people are doing the buy one, get one free, and then they're splitting it with someone. So there's some logistics that you'll want to know.
Yeah.
And they're doing this, I think January was the founder's birthday. So that's why they're doing this promotion.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Elaine.
Okay. So I'll share my screen again, just so you guys.
Looks like Julie has a question too.
Okay.
Me
Julie, okay, go ahead and ask the questions.
I don't know where she is, but she was just asking in the comment
chat.
section, how many sessions of microcurrent or frequencies can be running at one time?
So you can only run one microcurrent program at one time. And then you really want to spread it out. You want to give yourself like morning, afternoon, early evening kind of thing.
But if you have more than one Healy,
you can send yourself frequencies. You can biohack. So you can send yourself frequencies from another Healy and kind of do different, send the scalar energy, which kind of comes in from the information field into the spiritual, mental, emotional, kind of comes in this way, whereas the microcurrents kind of working into the body and the cells. So you can do both. Yes.
Jocelyn, do you want to share just real quick? Because you're somebody who really mostly uses the scalar energy. I don't even know if you use microcurrent at all. Yeah. And so you've been talking about the aura scan. So why don't you just share real quick?
The aura scan has been pretty awesome. I'm a single mom, and so I pick up a lot of my daughter's stuff, but I'm also a school teacher. And what I do sometimes, if I'm going to be in somebody else's space, is I'll run an aura scan before I go to kind of see what I'm coming into the situation with, run vibes to myself, usually at the 26-minute level, whatever, you know what I mean, amount. And when I come home or the next day, if I feel anything that doesn't feel quite right, sometimes I personally see lights and stuff, and I can kind of tell when I'm off. I can scan it and go like, holy crap, like, hey, by the way, you like totally have this thing going on. And they'll be like, wait, what? Because I just am collecting their stuff pretty much all the time. So I've been using it as a way to help me, you know, I always ask, is this mine? But help me regroup with myself and just see whose stuff I'm really holding on to, and how I can maybe further help that person work through whatever it is I collected from them.
Love that. Such a great share. I've noticed that too. After I'd spent time with my sister, and then I did an aura scan the next day, and all this stuff was coming up that didn't belong to me. And I realized just how much we need to clear our fields and bring in a circle of empowerment around us, so that other people's energy will not encroach in on ours. And most of us are sensitive beings, and you know, it's a constant thing that we have to kind of just be aware of. So keeping our energy clean. Anyone else have a question?
I do. I was wondering, with the Blue Dot app, do you have to keep the app open when you use it? You can't like exit out of it and use your phone for anything else, right?
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then on the pain ones, I noticed that they have like they tell you to put it on your back or something, not on your wrists. Does that matter?
Yeah, because you want to direct, with pain, you kind of want to direct it where the pain is. Ashley, you're like the
But like
pain.
for like a migraine or something, are you supposed to put them like on your head, or because that one says on your back, but
Right. So go ahead, Britt.
It's right on your trap area. So it's
Okay.
just the cranial stimulation there. It's the best place to put that for a migraine. I mean, you can put them up higher, like behind your ears, or if like it depends on if you have it in a specific area, but they do recommend like right at that bone.
Mhm.
Dr. Toby would probably know what that, I think that's like C7 or something. You put them like right under there, and that's a good spot for a migraine.
Okay. And
they
what if like the
recommend anyway.
stickies? Has anybody experienced the sticky things like getting
Prickling?
unsticky?
Oh, yeah, you need to
Oh,
get
right.
more.
Oh, where do I get those?
Oh, you can get
Amazon, we'll send you a link in the
Oh,
Vibe
okay,
Tribe.
cool.
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, was there another question?
Any other questions?
I have one more, I think. I keep getting the Power of Three program for what I need to run, and I'm trying to figure out what they mean. Like
Oh,
for today, I got the Zapper protocol one. Is there somewhere to go to see like what does that mean?
what it means. Yeah, there's a PDF in the back office that
Okay.
explains what it is. And when you go into the back office, is it downloads? Is that what it is, Ashley? And
Yes.
there's PDFs for kind of everything, like the programs and all that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
on that, because I'm still not as aware of what's in it because that's a newer program, but it has things for parasites. It has Zapper. I think that's part of the Zapper protocol. It has the Ayurveda. It has Vata Pitta Kapha, and then there's one other set of something that's really, really profound. So yeah, you'll find more information. And Healy has to be really careful about the way they describe things too. They'll just say the bioenergetic harmonization of blah, 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 just because of the FDA and everything else, they just have to be really kind of vague.
Okay.
Just with the lawyers and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They can't tell you too much, but there's a lot of different people in the Healy groups that go much deeper into a lot of things, and you can learn more about it through some of those Facebook groups and things, which is always fascinating.
Cool.
I
Yeah.
forgot
Thank you.
one thing.
Yeah.
So Alyssa, the other night, actually on the Sophia call, I was having terrible mid back pain, and I put the stickies right where I was having pain, like on both sides of my spine. And I'm telling you, within, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes, the pain was gone. So it is very specific to where you're feeling pain, if you're having back pain or whatever, wherever your pain is. But it was amazing. And I have had resistance. My body has had resistance to those pain programs, but now I think that I've been using these programs so long, I'm now receptive to them, which is like a friggin' miracle. But yeah, so it does really matter where you place them if you're having specific localized pain.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So most of the programs, almost all of them, they deliver the frequencies through your wrist because it goes through the entire body. But the pain programs are more specific. The pain and a few others are just more specific to where you put the little sticky pads that have the little electrodes on them. And Healy gives you, when you first buy your Healy, you'll get, I think, 2 sets of pads, but they might last for, I don't know, a couple.
2 weeks. Yeah.
2 weeks, yeah. But so you want to reorder. I don't buy them from Healy because they're expensive. You can get them on Amazon or other places like that, and just get a whole bunch. So yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
What program would teeth and gums be under?
Well, there's the tooth jaw program and the pain, but
I think
Is there another tooth one?
No, meridian? I don't know.
I don't,
There's a head one.
there's a tonsils one.
Yeah, but I don't know if
Is
there's.
what specifically are you, let's go into the Heal Advisor. What is the
Yeah, I'm in
symptom
it
that
right
you're
now.
dealing with?
It says clean all, renew, mental balance. This all just came up for teeth. Bacteria, circulation, immune system, lymphatic system, intestines, toxins, clean all, pure care. These are like, I mean, it's a lot. I came up with 26 different programs just for teeth. In the
Boom.
Advisor.
Okay, I guess I have a choice then. Okay.
Lots of choices. That's where it takes all the guesswork. That's that app that it comes with all the Healys, Heal Advisor, and you don't even need your Healy in order to use it. So you could be out in the grocery store and there might be a friend that says, oh, I've got tooth pain. And you're like, oh, here, let me put it in my little app. I'll just put in tooth pain and see what comes up with this little device that I'm wearing that can help you with it. And it'll show you what programs to run that the Healy Medical Advisory Board recommends.
Alicia, are you there?
She's still here? No.
Looks like she's there. Yeah.
I am.
Is your friend that had the experience on the plane?
Hi.
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 How did that
This is
go for
Angela.
you?
So we actually ran it on her on the plane and then again today. Do you want to tell them about that?
So I woke up on Sunday with a lot of pain on my foot to the point where I wanted my toes to be decapitated. Like they hurt so bad. And I was telling her about it. And
Sorry, we're picking up dinner.
yeah, for picking up dinner, sorry. So once we got settled, or when we were on the plane, she was like, let me do it to you. And it was like within minutes, the throbbing, aching feeling went away. So, and then we did it again today. And I haven't been able to really get a good workout in. I went out to get something from the car and I felt like I was in a hurry. So I started to walk and I didn't feel any pain. So I ran and I was like running on my foot. And I went hiking today and it was so manageable. So I'm getting one. Like, no questions asked.
So we ran pain, then we ran pain, and then we ran circulation,
Connective tissue?
connective
I told you
tissue,
connective
and then we
tissue.
ran, and then we did
Bone
bone
and
and
joint.
joint. And then today we ran pain again because we showed up this morning. She's like, I feel the inflammation in my foot still there. So on our way to hiking, we put the pads on and we ran it again, and we hiked through Malibu. Like we did like an hour and a half hike on this foot that she hasn't been able to walk on. It's like a miracle. I don't even know what to say. It's like Alexis's knee. I'm like, I don't even know what to say about it. Crazy.
It's mind blowing. Mind blowing.
Yeah.
Because I've been taking Motrin, I've been putting pain patches on, nothing has helped.
Try also the immune system program is great for inflammation.
Did you put the pads? Did you do it this way, or did you actually like put the stickies on your foot?
We
area?
put the stickies literally on her foot. Last night we put them both on top, but this morning we put one on the bottom and then one where the inflammation actually is, and then we put one on the top. And by the time we got to the hike, it was like 20 minutes, I think. By the time we got to the hike site, she was like, I'm good. We just walked walked to get dinner from where we're staying. We're in California, so it's early here. But yeah, we just walked over here and she's like,
wow.
Giving people their life back. I love it.
Love it. Love it. Love
crazy.
it.
Well, so happy to hear. Have fun.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so I just wanted to
here we are at 9:40.
Okay. I mean, I just wanted to share real quick, and then I can let you guys go. If you were splitting the cost with someone else to buy one get one free, you're going to have to choose one person who's going to purchase, who's going to make the purchase and get the buy one get one free, and then the second person can sign up under you, but you both have to be members. Because then what you have to do is send in a support ticket when you get the the second, because the two Healys are going to be under the first person who bought it under their name. Those two serial numbers are going to be under. I'll use Anne as an example. Anne buys 2 Healys, and those are both going to be under you. So if you end up buying with Julie, then Julie signs up under you, and you guys have to put in a support ticket to say, Anne saying, I'm transferring this Healy over to Julie. And Julie also has to send in a support ticket. We have all that information that we can give you on the Vibe Tribe groups. And we have all that. So you can reach out to us about that. But that's just, we've never had this experience before, buy one, get one free, where people are sharing. This is kind of a unique thing. And so there's just like a little bit of maneuvering we have to do. So anyone else have any other questions? I know this is a long call, and I so appreciate you all staying on. One more, Soulflower. Yes.
Does it charge? Does it have batteries? How does it?
Yeah.
Question.
It charges great. So you just charge it. You just plug it in here, and it lasts for quite a while. It really does. I mean, it'll last for, I mean, if you use it 3 times a day, and it will probably last for, I don't know, several days. And so when you turn the intensity up to 100%, it will burn the battery out a little bit faster. But yeah, it lasts quite a while. So.
And you definitely don't want to overcharge your Healy. So when you get it, when you plug it in, there's a green light. And when the green light fades, like take it out, and you don't even have to wait till the green light's out. But you can't, it's not like an iPhone. You don't want to leave it in overnight. You can like fry your Healy.
I've done it before overnight, you know. And
yeah, I have too.
Right. But
I had someone who did it like all the time, and they killed their Healy.
Exactly. And I've heard that about certain things. You're not supposed to overcharge things, and Healy, you want to be careful with that.
The only other thing that runs the battery down is if you run the vibrations for long periods of time.
Oh, right.
I've noticed that, like, if you do it consistently, it does drain the battery pretty quickly.
Yeah. So
it's a USB cable. I think it's like a standard, I think it's the Google connection.
Yeah, it comes with your Healy, so it'll come with it. Yeah. Anything else?
These calls are recorded.
Yeah, they
so
are.
If for some reason you can't make them, watch the replay. Like there's always updates that, you know, we get from corporate that we talk about on these calls. But yes, we're very excited.
We are. Yes. You're welcome.
Thank you, Alexis. Yeah, I mean, I just feel so blessed to be with such powerhouses, and we're just gonna freaking heal the world. It's really exciting.
It starts with us. Starts with us, right? We got to fill our buckets up first. We have to take care of ourselves, and then it trickles. And when we raise our vibration, just being in the room with anyone else is helping them. And you know, so yeah, we gotta fill ourselves up, and then we can help everyone else. So
we should take a screenshot. It's like a full
are you guys,
rectangle.
are you all okay if I post this?
Yeah.
Here, let me fluff this out. Let me get my best side part going.
Get our hair going.
I'm just kidding. I don't care.
Just kidding. All right. Okay.
Go through.
Oh, that's great. Thanks, guys. Yeah, so just reach out to the person that invited you, and we are here too. So thank you so much for coming. Had a great time. Yeah.
Don't wait till January 31st. Do this ASAP, because everybody waits till the end, and then there have been in the past issues with too many people, and then it hasn't happened in a while, but the website has crashed before because
I'm glad you said that. Yes. So, and the end of the sale is January 31st, but it's 6 p.m. our time, because it's 12 midnight German time. So you have until 6 p.m. on the 31st. So, and I would not wait till the very end. And it typically happens, it always happens with certain people, but yeah, we don't want to
Have that, can you send that to Christy? Can you
Send-
send it on site?
Oh yeah, so whomever invited you, I will, like, we all have our own links. So I'll send you that link, and whoever invited you will send you their link, and that's how you purchase.
Okay.
And we can help you, decide all that kind of stuff. So, okay.
I've got 3% left, and I don't know why my charger isn't charging, but I really just say to people, like, just sit with it. This is an intentional tool to help you empower yourself. So like, if you don't know which one to get, put it out to your guides, write it down, ask the universe, which one should I get? And like, which one feels good? Like, go with that one. And then trust that when you invest in yourself, it's going to come back, just like that massage therapist who got the same amount of money the very next day. I mean, that kind of stuff, that's not the only first story that I've heard like that. So just do what feels the best for you and watch the miracles that come after.
Yeah.
Watch the magic.
Yeah. Love it.
But I hope to see everyone here next Thursday. It was a very exciting call. This is a very exciting time. And I'm grateful to be doing this with all of you. I truly am.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.